Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Mine was certainly roasty and toasty. Yeah, it was quite warm to say the least, and it's going to get warmer. Right, so today once again we're going to do Panalisa Let's Make This, but over the weekend from the haul I used the stamp and matching die. These stamps do come apart separately, so if you only need 1 sentiment you can go ahead and do that and just cut your pieces of paper out and then stamp straight onto them. But it worked absolutely beautifully, so I just wanted to share that. But I think I did share all the individual sentiments on Monday last week. It was either Monday or Tuesday. Yes, right. What are we using today? Right, we have the coffee cup, which I've got to poke a few bits out. We've got the doily. There is actually a very large hot cocoa cup that's kind of matchy in this set, and I'm going to do that one tomorrow. Now these can be shakers as well. The mittens, another one that can also be a shaker, or you can just use that element all by itself. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I have used the frame. I've used the frame, but I haven't used the flowers, but I will be using this set again during the week with those flowers that I got. Right, so let's move those out of the way. Now first up, I did make one just to speed things up, and I did the mittens. So I've used Snap Click Supply paper there again. I'm trying to remember who this is. Ooh, I'll try and find out after I finish the video and put the link below, because I've got so many of their sets I just get confused. But just look at the detail, and if you don't put the cuffs on there's even more detail at the top to see. So if you want to use the cuffs or not, you know, you can take this piece away, totally change the look and have them plain. But just absolutely gorgeous, absolutely love it. I'll try not to keep saying absolutely, but I just think the mitten paper behind is just really sweet, and just the right amount of space down there to put a sentiment, whether it's stamped or a die cut one. So really cute. That was not saying absolutely. And the size of my card today, my base card is Surprise Creation, and we are at 6 inches because people wanted to see larger cards. I don't know whether 6 inches is considered large, but it is for me. And 4.5 inches. But isn't that beautiful? Oh, just absolutely love it. Absolutely, yeah, I said it again. Right, so we are going to be doing the coffee cup, and I have already completed my base. Now let's do a close-up of this. You've got all that great embossing detail. So I've used a different colour paper in my aperture here, and I think I've actually used 2 different designers from Snap Click Supply, but the same base again, so my card is the same size. So if you see those 2 together, you can see I've used the same print just on the frame. Right, so that's done, and we need to put together our coffee cup. So we've got pieces here. So I've cut a base, and I've cut another base in pattern cardstock, which is what matches the frame, and I'm going to glue that onto there. You get 2 pieces of whippy cream. So you've got a base piece. You can change the colour of that if you want to, and I think I might get a marker and actually do that. And then you've got a top layer. So let's see, there you go. It's got a little bit of embossing on it. Now I didn't use an embossing mat, so if you use an embossing mat you get a greater emboss. Now in this set you also get the lid, so you can do this plain without the oh, what's that bit called, you know, what you put your hands on, the coffee sleeve, yeah. You don't have to use that, so that you've got a coffee cup all year round, because it's got a regular lid. Now I've got to finish poking this out. Yeah, I thought I was organised, but you can see I've got a bit there, so I'm just going to get that out. But that is your little coffee sleeve, and you can see it matches your mitten set. So you just need to slide that up until it fits into the area there, border to border. So that gets glued together like that. And then I've gone a little bit brave, used a bit of red, because there is a red snowflake in this border on this frame, and we've got the candy cane. So I've done my base red and I've done my top section in white, and they need to be glued together. And then this is my really pretty doily. Now you can pop a centre back in, and you could pop a centre back in a different colour, but isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? I love that. And so that is going to find its way probably on the lower section of my card. So I think I'll start by gluing that actually, and just move those out of the way. So I think I poked all my bits out. I'm still losing my voice, sorry. And I'm just going to dot glue around in the large border area. So I'm not doing it everywhere because my cup is going on top. And the cup's going to end up holding it down. So that's enough glue for me. Might put a little bit there. And I want to go off the frame and get it centered. I think that's it, isn't it? I'll get that back up there. There we go. Remembering where I put my glue is on that big dot section, and I'm just giving it a rub to make contact. So we've got our pretty little doily down. So the next stage is the coffee cup. So I've done it with a double layer because I wanted it to be, you know, a little bit chunky, because it's going to go up on a little bit of Dollar Tree foam board. And I think my ruler just hit the floor. I just knocked it off with my arm. Right, so that's that. You see how quick it is? It's wonderful. And then I'm going to put my coffee sleeve on. Just a little bit of glue around the edges. Find where it fits. I think it's up a little bit more. And about there. Just hold it towards you to make sure that you've got it straight, because you always have a few seconds of wiggle room. There, I think that's lovely. So we've got that. And then next up I'm going to glue my candy cane, and then I'm going to colour the base. So to do this, because I don't want a bunch of glue showing on that, I'm just going to dot this in a few random places. So I'm going to go to the corner. I think I've got a solid bit in the centre, so I'm going to put a little bit in there, and then I'm just going to go down on the tip. So just totally random, and I'm going to pop that down, and then I'll just pick it up towards myself and scoot it across. Make sure that I've got it straight. And then give it a press. Right, I'm just going to pause a second while I grab one of my markers. I think I'm actually going to go for a grey. Yeah, I think I'm going to go grey behind. I'll be right back. Right, so I'm going to use this one. This is Copic Sketch, and this one is a neutral grey number 2. I've got a scrap of paper because of course I don't want it to bleed through onto my, this is 12 by 12, this piece of paper that I use as my background, and I'm looking for a new one. So I have seen some really nice ones on Amazon actually, so I think it's time for a new background. Maybe I'll get myself some seasonal backgrounds. Right, so just so that it's going to show up a little bit darker, And we've got our neutral grey down. So you can see it's soaked through just a little bit, but I'll get that off there. And then we can glue our creamy bit on top. Now I need to be careful with this section here. So that's what I've got in mind at the moment, just to be careful on that section, because I want to be able to stick my candy cane through. So if I carefully turn it and hold it with my fingers, think about where you want your candy cane, whether it's up there, down there. I'm going to go there. Yeah, about there will do me. Just see if it's covering any glue, and I might put just a little touch there. And then all you do is just line it up once again. And that little bit of grey underneath just casts a really nice shadow. So now I've got my candy cane in there. I don't want to push too hard, because you know what it's like when you've got wet glue, you can actually force a line either side on your card, and I don't want to do that. So I've just got it tucked in. And then the next thing to do is to pop our cream on there. So I'm going to apply my glue, I think, just in that region. And I hope you can see this. And then I'm going to go about there. Got glue on my mat. I've got to stick my pin back in my bottle. Yes, I have. I've done that. Right, so the next thing is to place this onto here. And of course I wanted it on my doily, so I can have it so that my candy cane is a wee bit up on the other frame, and you can see that cup actually hides that hole, and that looks quite good. So I've got my Dollar Tree foam here, and I'm trying to be clever and just put my foam in the centre, and then just a little bit on the cream. And take the backs off. Whoops, I've still got some glue stuck to my fingers. And I want that in the centre. So try and make it straight. Isn't that pretty? I mean, you can get all of your glitters out and you can do all kinds of wonderful things if you want to. But let's have a close-up. Just those details. Just really lovely. I could see that actually on an easel in somebody's kitchen. You could even pop those into frames and give them, you know, as little Christmas gifts, or little frames on your own fireplace, because this little frame, and then, you know, pop it into something else. Don't know what colour you'd use. Maybe silver. Little silver frames would look really cute. But I absolutely love those. Right, I thank you so much for joining me today. And tomorrow, reaching across the desk, we're going to do the big one, and we're going to do it as a shaker. Right, I thank you so much for joining me once again. Have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.